The overpopulation of deer in suburban areas can become a particularly dangerous situation when it comes to vehicular accidents. The most commonly proposed solution to this problem is hunting deer to thin out the population. But is hunting really an effective method of controlling deer populations? Without hunting, would we be completely overrun by a new mutant breed of deer overlords? Let's find out. Hi, it's Emily from Bite Size Vegan, and welcome to another Vegan Nugget. Today's video is going to be the first in a series addressing common myths about hunting. With deer hunting season upon us, at least here in North America, I thought it would be appropriate to start with the so often cited argument that deer hunting is necessary to keep their population in check. First off, something important to note is that when speaking of out-of-control deer populations, state wildlife agencies rarely use the term overpopulated, opting instead for the term overabundant. To understand this carefully calculated word choice, let's take a closer look at the terminology. Overpopulation means a population has exceeded its biological carrying capacity, which, by definition, is the maximum number of individuals of a species that can exist in a habitat indefinitely without threatening other species in that habitat. This is determined by limiting factors such as available food, water, shelter, and prey-to-predator ratios. When a species exceeds its biological carrying capacity, it is officially overpopulated. In contrast, overabundant, the term hunting advocates use for deer populations, means nothing. It's not a scientific term and it has no fixed definition. It's simply a way to make it sound like we're going to be overrun by deer any minute now. No, I think we're okay. In reality, if deer did overpopulate a given area, this incredibly powerful force called nature would step in to regulate. Trust me, this nature thing's been handling stuff like this for a while now. The problem of deer overpopulation only happens when humans interfere with nature. This is perhaps the most perverse element of the "we need hunters to control the deer population" argument. Deer populations become excessive because of hunting. The proposed solution is the source of the problem. So just how does hunting increase deer populations? There are two main ways. The first is orchestrated by state wildlife management agencies, and the second is a direct effect of hunting practices. Wildlife agencies, like the State Department of Natural Resources here in the US, make some or all of their money from selling hunting licenses. Many of their mission statements explicitly state their responsibility to provide hunting opportunities. One of the ways they can increase these opportunities and thus increase hunting license revenue is by clear-cutting forested areas to create habitat ideal for deer. The Virginia Department of Game and Inland Fisheries, for example, recommends clearing multiple areas each 3 acres in size, a practice which not only significantly increases deer populations, but is also environmentally damaging. Ned Cavaney, a Department of Natural Resources state forester in Michigan, stated in the Northwoods Call newspaper, "We manipulate forest habitat to produce amazingly unnatural deer numbers, up to 2 million of the critters some years. That probably approaches 2 million more than existed before man got into the act." You'd think that a Department of Natural Resources would be concerned with preserving and protecting natural resources, right? What a preposterous thing to think. To these agencies, deer are seen as a resource, not as animals deserving protection, and certainly not as sentient beings. They are financial resources to be exploited for the sole purpose of being killed for sport at a profit. Even the terminology used by these agencies equates these sentient beings with plants and views them as pure statistics. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources stated in its annual report, "We rank first in the country for the highest single-year deer harvest on record and are number 1 for deer harvest over the past decade. All of us work hard to keep it that way." Vegan activist Gary Yourofsky, in his own article on hunting, states that everyone must understand that wildlife management is an illusory concept created around 100 years ago. There is no such thing as wildlife management. Humans cannot manage nature. The only managing humans should be doing is managing to stay out of animals' space. Now moving on to the second source of artificially overabundant deer populations, the practices of hunters themselves. Conventional deer hunting is all about killing mature male deers, or bucks, with large antlers, leaving the female deer, or does, alone. A single buck can breed with multiple does, so while hunting reduces the number of male deer, it does not reduce the number of offspring. In fact, it increases it. This sex-biased hunting skews the natural 1-to-1 ratio of male to female deer to as high as 1 to 8, meaning 1 male deer for every 8 females. Let's say that an area has 500 deer, and each doe produces approximately 1.4 fawns, as 67% of mature does have twins. In a natural 1-to-1 ratio, this would yield 350 new fawns. Now, take that same 500 deer herd at the hunting-induced 1:8 ratio, and you now have 622 new fawns, almost 300 more than the 1:1 herd produced. Simply put, hunting deer creates more deer. Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't reiterate what I said in my video about what would happen if the whole world went vegan tomorrow. You see, creating an artificially high population of deer and then stepping in to say that you have to hunt to take care of this out-of-control deer population is like farting in a closed room all day and then saying, "Thank God I'm here to open this window," or we'd all be overtaken by the smell. In both cases, if humans hadn't stunk it up in the first place, there wouldn't be any problem to resolve. Now, be sure to check out the blog post for this video, linked here and in the video description for more resources on this topic. And stay tuned to the Bite Size Vegan channel for future videos covering common hunting myths. Let me know your thoughts on the deer overpopulation issue in the comments below. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and please share it around to bust this myth. If you like what you heard and you want to support messages like this, join us in the Nugget Army on Patreon to help keep Bite Size Vegan educating. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that big red subscribe button down there for more awesome vegan content every Monday and Wednesday and some Fridays. Now go live vegan, and I'll see you soon. Oh, Ubi. That one was not human created.